Hey guys, and welcome back to Motorsport Madness. Today we have a somewhat different video for you. Now recently, today really, we had the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard, and it was an interesting race. It had its moments, especially, Leclerc recreating his favourite scene from Revenge of the Sith, and most of the race was overshadowed by the fact that this could be the last French Grand Prix. And I'd seen a few articles beforehand, but never really read into them. And I know for years people have been saying, Paul Ricard is just an awful circuit, should be removed from the calendar, and this, that, and the other. Now, in my opinion, yes, Paul Ricard isn't the best circuit on the calendar. I think there's plenty others that they can try and look at. And that got me thinking, let's put that to the test. Let's download a bunch of tracks and see what a modern F1 car can do around these tracks. Now we're going to be trying four different tracks and categorizing them and giving them a little bit of a rating, and giving them also some other ratings for fun, difficulty, your visuals, how well you can see the corners, that kind of thing, and speed. And to put it into a little bit of a benchmark, Paul Ricard, in terms of fun, it's not really that fun, is it? I mean, to drive in the simulator, excuse me, I'll give it about a 3 out of 10, purely because it's just not very interesting, especially these wide runoff areas. It's, you never really get a sense of, there's danger here or whatever, it doesn't really, if you go off, there's not going to be a problem. And the only fun part of the track is the straight, or well, the two straights. If there wasn't a chicane there, I'd probably up it to a 4. But yeah, for fun, 3 for Ricard. Difficulty, no, it's not really the most difficult tracks. A few corners here and there, especially in Sector 3. It does get a little bit tricky to get your the apex right. But apart from that, no, it's not really that difficult. So I'll give that a 4. Visuals, perfect. You can see every corner coming up to you in any car, coming up to you, left or right. The only difficult part is the really fast right-hander after the second straight. That's probably one of my favourite corners on the calendar, to be fair. Full throttle, just straight through there, and then we saw a few overtakes this weekend as well. So in terms of visuals, I'll give that a 9 out of 10. So well done. And speed, well, it is a fast track, let's be honest, especially obviously the straights and even some of the really fast corners. I'll give the speed about a 7, and overall I'll give Paul Ricard a 6 out of 10. So not great, somewhat in the middle. It does have history with Formula 1, but I think it's past its sell-by date now. I think we should really go to a really nice circuit, because the French Grand Prix is such a historic Grand Prix. It's been around since 1906, and it's just where motor racing began in general. So I think keeping France as part on the calendar is just crucial. I know everyone's been talking about Spa as well recently. Keep the historic stuff. And I don't care about Bahrain and Saudi Arabia and all this, that, and the other, all these new circuits, and I really don't care. I want to see proper racing on the proper historic circuits, and I'm afraid to say Paul Ricard isn't really one of them. So I've compiled 4 tracks for us to drive around. So 2 of these have hosted Grand Prix before, but quite a long time ago. So we've got Anna de Vin, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a grade 3 track, located near the German border, near Brixheim, unless I'm getting that confused with another circuit. But the circuit layout kind of looks similar to Paul Ricard. It's got a very long straight with a load of turns here and there, and then another bit of a straight. So that one looks interesting. That caught my eye. And then we've got Circuit Charade. That hosted Formula 1 back in the 60s and early 70s. Probably one of the most dangerous tracks back then. It's actually the reason why Helmut Marko lost sight in one of his eyes, because it's a track that was built on a, on a volcano, basically. And we're not going to be using the street circuit, the long sort of Nürburgring style circuit. We're going to be using the purpose-built circuit that was built in response to people saying it's too dangerous. And I've driven on the full-length charade circuit, but not the purpose-built circuit. So this is going to be interesting. And then we've got dijon-prenois, and I like saying that because my French pronunciation is pretty much awful most of the time. So dijon-prenois, I'm probably going to be saying that a few times just because it's nice. Now that track actually hosted Formula 1 back in the 70s and 80s, and actually shared hosting between Paul Ricard and dijon-prenois, and similar in the way to the Nürburgring and Hockenheim. So it's a similar sort of thing to that. And then lastly we have Ledinon. Again, I looked at the track map and I thought, that looks quite interesting. I haven't driven on any of these yet. The only one obviously being Charlotte, but not on the purpose-built section. And obviously we're going to be rating all of these tracks as well, because this is official. This is the real thing. So all the F1 managers, directors and team principals and all that going to be watching this video to decide what track to go to. So I know you're watching, so sit back and watch me as I experiment, and the circuit which I feel will be best suited for an F1 race will be the one to host it next year. Guarantee you. Or 2024, I don't know, but it will be. I guarantee you. You heard it here first. So if you're watching, I've got a bit of paper in my hand because I just wanted to remind myself what the circuits are actually called, because I've only heard of them today, well, except for Charade and Dijon. So anyway, first track, Untitled. Let's see what this is all about. Like I said, I haven't driven on these tracks before, so this is going to be interesting. So yeah, let's get into this. So here we are then on the pit lane for Untitled. There's a hopeful sign over there to remind me where we are. And right off the bat, this is quite a open pit lane. Apart from the exit, it looks like it's about a metre wide, so we might struggle getting out of there. So yeah, I mean, immediately it looks like a nice little place. Might have to visit here one day. But this is a FIA grade 3 circuit, the lowest of the 4 that we're going to be trying. And so I think we should just get on with this. So let's go. I'm a bit nervous. Tiny pit lane exit. But here we go. So I think we're on the straight now. I've got a little track map just behind my wheel there. Can't really see it though that well. So we've got we've got a turn here. I think we go right. Yep, we do. Okay. Oh. Oh, no, this way. Okay, it's interesting so far. It's not so bad. I thought it would be worse than this. Yeah, open her up and then got a nice little turn here. Well, that's a nice little corner actually. I like that. Oh. This we stop. Oh god. And we go away once again. And this is a turn. I'll probably go through flat out through there, to be honest. But I don't think I should really have. Okay, we've got a chicane here. Oh, that's a weird chicane. I'm not sure about that. Kind of look like a little triangle. Very weird, but that's a lap. Right, so let's try and push and see what kind of lap time we're going to be getting. So that was a 2 minutes 18. Right, I doubt we're going to get porpoising. Probably go through there flat out as well. Probably got to third. I mean, it's reasonably flat as well. Not too many elevation changes, but it is very narrow. So I'm not sure if we had a full race here, anyone will be able to overtake. But visually it's nice, I can see every corner quite clearly. So let's try and go through here flat out. Oh no. No. That was a bit of a mistake. To be fair, I think I just got my line completely wrong. If there is a line, I don't know where the line is. Alright. So now for the chicane. It's got a weird chicane. I never really seen a design like that anywhere else. It's really odd. There's no DRS either, which I'm not very surprised about, but I think on this straight it'll be ideal for a DRS zone. The only DRS zone. Let's try it again. That's quite a quick lap. It's yeah, 1 minute 17 so far. Now these corners they're not too bad. They just come up very suddenly. But if you take them with ease, then you'll have no problem. Touch of braking. I like this corner. This is a very nice corner. Now, I think this is the last of these weird corners. Then we go into another fast section, which I messed up last time. Nearly did again. But that's pretty fast. Quite technical. And as we've seen, easy to get one. Quite bumpy through there. Right, so that's another lap completed. It'll be interesting to see what time we get. So that was a 1:13.3, so a very quick lap, so similar to kind of Austria. So let's give it one last flying lap and see what we do. Probably break a bit later as well. So when people say, oh, that's too short of a lap, I disagree. I think we should have a mixture of both really long laps and short ones. And this is fairly slow, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes going slow can be a little bit beneficial. At least it gives you a little bit more time to react, and if you're looking to overtake, you have a little bit more of a chance to do so because you're going so slow. So you can, you know. Whoa. Maybe not. Lift off. Oh god. Saved it. Body brake here, the 50 mark. Yep, we can. Okay, well, I'll ruin the last lap. So let's just go into the pits and see what that's like. Ooh, this is a tight. Oh. Ooh. Very tight. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. How am I supposed to get F1? Okay. Well, we managed it in the end. Well, that was Anne du Rin. That was fairly nice. I like it. It's a really smart pit lane. I'm guessing this is like a historic circuit, so similar to Goodwood, maybe? I don't know, but that felt okay. That's quite fun, actually. Let's go ahead with the ratings then. So, fun. I'm going to give that about a 7. That was enjoyable. I could definitely see myself racing here in sim, but probably not in this car. Probably in the slower car, probably be a little bit more interesting. Difficulty, there's a few areas that are quite difficult, especially that really fast left and then right and then left again on that sort of second straight-ish section, and even the slow corners that I'm looking at right now, you know, that bit on the end on the right hand side, they're quite fun to do as well. I mean, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Visuals, yeah, pretty good. It's quite a flat circuit. You know, every corner I can mostly see. There's a few that are a bit tricky that come up to you and you're just like, oh, where are they? So I'm going to give the visuals a 7 as well. You know, not perfect, but still pretty good. And speed is not the fastest, but like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you know, there is areas such as this straight there. It's quite fast, so I'm going to give the speed 6 out of 10. So not the fastest, but not the slowest. Overall, I'll give this. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. So it's already in contention for hosting the Formula 1 French Grand Prix. So I think now we should go to the next one, which is Circuit Charade. Well, here we are then, Chicane. We're in quite a mountainous region. That's the old volcano over there. Interesting fact, this was a track used for some scenes in the Grand Prix film in 1966. Like I said, this was used in Formula 1 back in the late 60s, early 70s, but had quite a reputation as an extremely fast and dangerous track, and it was compared to Nürburgring as well. So that's kind of giving you an indication of what this track is like. And we're going to be using the purpose-built section, not the actual mountainous section. But I'm guessing it's going to be similar. I don't know. I haven't been there before. But straight off the bat, nice wide open pit lane. I like that. And it looks quite nice. We seem to have a left-hand corner there. And so I'm assuming we're going to be in for a little bit of a nice ride there. We've got a nice little track diagram there, so we kind of know where we're going. Right, anyway, let's go. Right. So, this left-hander I'm familiar with. Ooh, nearly lost him. It's a bit of a change in the... ooh, this is tighter than I would imagine, but a bit of a change in the elevation there. Oh dear, nearly just completely lost it there. This way. Ooh. God, elevation changes here are just crazy. I know we're on top of a volcano, well, a dormant volcano, or an extinct volcano, however way you want to see it. But it shows. So the original track is on off to the left, and actually rejoins at this location. And I actually forgot to mention where it goes off to the original part. But just look at how bumpy this is. Look at this, it's crazy. Oh dear. A man over there. Oh dear. And into the ground. Whoops. Yes. See, unlike most Formula 1 drivers, I'm able to find reverse, which makes me better than a Formula 1 driver, don't you think? Yeah, I didn't think so too. Oh, God, this is going up and down, this is great. Now, see, this section I'm familiar with. I've driven races on the long section of Chicane before. Oh. Now, can we do this first flying lap? Oh God. Oh, God, this is so bumpy. I don't even want to risk turning the DRS on, but the original track goes off just before that corner. Yeah, brake hard. Oh, a little touch of the grass there, a little spin. It's just mental. How bumpy. It's not the road surface. Well, it kind of is, but it's just the terrain it's built on. It's so uneven. I can't even think how they could race here without even without Formula 1. So down there and up there. Seventh gear. And up. And that's what's causing the difficulties in driving. So I just noticed that front right just stopped rotating momentarily because it's probably off the track. And again, that's the issue I'm having, is that the car is just being thrown around. Whoa! Oh dear. It's just being thrown around all over the place. It loses traction here, and then, yeah, it's easy to spin, and I can feel it. I'm really having to fight this car. Let's take this bit slowly. So that last was a 1 minute 31, so not too different from Paul Ricard actually. Now, how fast can I take this? Oh, nearly. Right, slow and gentle. So bumpy. Sometimes it's hard to turn the car because it's just bumping around so much. Forget porpoising. This is the real issue. Imagine if, you know, it's kind of an old joke, but imagine if Mercedes came in. But then again, this setup, this car would porpoise, but I don't think he wants to because I just can't get it fast enough. And that's not the car porpoising, it's just the bumps in the road. And again, look, the right front, once again, just completely stopping spinning. Just get gently around here. This should be a good lap time. It feels like a quick lap though. So we've got a 1:29, so let's give it one last push. Literally into the wall. Bloody hell. And into this area for the last time. I like that bit. Oh, of course, I'll lose it there. And the visuals aren't great, I will admit, because I can't really see what corner's coming up because of how uneven this track surface is. But it is quite fun, I will admit. Would I do a race here? Yes, but not in this car. I think that would be somewhat stupid or mad. But then again, this is Motorsport madness. I enjoy doing stuff like this. Experimenting, just having a bit of fun. But like I said at the start of this video, this is real. I've been hired by F1 to, you know, to test this out. Oh, it's so bumpy. So that's a little mountain up there. Wasn't looking at the dash. But then again, I can't get traction. There we go. Right, let's pull into the pits. I think we've done enough here. Oh, that's a tight pit lane. Right. I mean, pit lane, it's quite short though, isn't it? Very short. And there's no one here watching. Oh well. Let's pull in here. Give my verdict. Well, that was charade. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, it would be nice to know what this car would do on the long version of this track, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, which is a shame, but that will come up in the historic F1 series, don't you worry. So, in terms of fun, yeah, that's pretty fun. I'll give that an 8 out of 10, just how crazy that track is. I don't even know how people can race there, just in general, in any car. That's just ridiculous. It'd be interesting to watch the footage of real racing going on there, because that just seems crazy to me. Difficulty, it's quite a tricky track actually. I think that will take quite a while for me to pull in a really perfect lap. So I'm going to give difficulty a good 8 out of 10. So pretty good for a charade so far. Visuals, pretty poor, I've got to say. Some of those corners I just could not see at all, and with these ridiculous elevation changes and all the negative cambers and all that, it's just awful. Especially sitting here in this already kind of reduced cockpit where I can't really see too much anyway. I'm going to give the visuals a 4 out of 10, so pretty low. So yeah, but again, you built a circuit on a mountain, what do you expect? Speed, it's not the fastest, is it? It's quite slow. It feels like you're going fast because of its natural terrain, but I didn't really have the time to really look at my speedometer purely because I'm looking out the road because it's just ridiculous. But it did feel, I don't think it was actually that quick, and with all those real big corners. So I'm going to give that a 4 as well. But overall, I'm going to give Charade a 6 out of 10. I just don't think, I mean, yeah, it was really fun, but I just don't think it's really raceable. But I mean, a decent lap time for F1, you know, 1:29. But yeah, I don't think that's really for F1. But we've got 2 more, so let's go to dijon-prenois. I like saying that. So here we are then, dijon-prenois. Straight off the bat, it looks quite tidy and clean. what I'd expect from a nice FIA Grade 2 circuit like this. We've got a nice grandstand over there. The pit lane looks good. We've got what I presume is a safety car over there. Some nice flags, some nice little, I guess it's a trade area over there. So when there is races going on, people go over there and buy a load of stuff. And I'm guessing that's the podium up there. But like I said, this track used to host Formula 1 back in the 70s and 80s. It doesn't host it anymore, but let's see if it could now. I believe this probably has the best chance out of all of them. So let's go and head out to this very narrow pit lane exit. And here we go. Dijon-prenois. Right, ooh, got a corner here. Oh god. Okay, so we've got a right hander followed by this left. Where am I going? Right, okay. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. What? Oh. It's this way. That's a bit awkward. I thought we were going up there. Oh well. Right off the bat, I mean, visuals. Very bumpy as well. It's not like Charade a few moments ago where, it's clearly the fact that, oops, this way. The fact that it's built on a volcano that causes it to be so bumpy. But I think for this, it's actually the road surface that is doing this. Oh well, press on. And this is the start finish straight, so already that's a lap. And we've got DRS as well. Oh, this is quite a long one. Oh, and we're porpoising. Great, just what we need. Alright, let's give it the beans this time. So it's right, and I like this bit. That's quite nice. Keep it right, and then it's this way. Oh dear, not that way, otherwise there'll be curtains for me. Oh god. Oh, I can really just feel the car just sort of scuttering away as it just sort of bouncing up and down on the track. In the right. Oh dear. Alright, and there's the final corner, and then it's the straight again, so a very quick lap. DRS open as we porpoise our way down and across the line in 1 minute 3.002. So a very, very quick lap time, and if this was on the F1 calendar, definitely the shortest. Let's give it another go, give it even more beans. Oh, a bit too much beans. Oh god. You saw nothing. Yeah. Up here. See, this is kind of like the equivalent to, I guess in France it's the equivalent to Brands Hatch there in the UK. Like, everyone loves it and all that, but it's just almost kind of forgotten, but it's still a great circuit. I'm guessing this kind of has the same feeling. I don't know. Got full throttle, full lock on my steering wheel. And here we are once again, DRS open. Let's give it a bit more, get a bit of curves as well. 203, 5, 6, 7, 8, so very long straight, but we are porpoising like mad. But not my fastest lap. Let's try and do that again. I'm enjoying this. This is nice. And this will feature in the historic F1 series at some point as well. Let's brake early, because now I know what's coming up. And it didn't trick me that time. Oh, this is still causing me issues, this one. Gone by it again. Ooh. GoPro. Bye now. It's not sponsored by GoPro. I like that corner. This is a great one. Give it the beans. Go get sub 1 minute. I don't think so. if I remember to change gear, that'd be helpful. 1 minute 1. So pretty good. We're porpoising like nothing before. Probably the best I'm going to get. But let's have a bit of a... Whoa. God, it's brutal. Don't know where I'm going. It's right. Bye. This is, I really like the sort of up and down nature of this track. It really provides a unique challenge, especially when considering a lot of these F1 tracks nowadays are just flat. Apart from maybe Air Rouge, but, well, just Spa in general, probably the most elevated one. So this is a nice little change. I think this is has a good contention. Oh, such a nice corner. Pitch. Well, that was quite... Oh, it's here. Oh, God. Nearly got that one. Right, I think the pit lane needs to be changed. But overall, that was nice. I really enjoyed that one. And I think that has contention to return to the F1 calendar. Because it's also hosted the Swiss Grand Prix as well. Even though it's in France. But I think that was just them just trying to get 2 races in France. In terms of fun, 10 out of 10. That was brilliant. The corners really made it extremely interesting, especially that last one. And the speed you get down here on the straight cars, nothing that you really see in F1 anywhere else. Difficulty, yeah, really difficult track actually. Especially that middle section where it looks like you're about to go off to the right, but you're actually going off to the left. I know there's 2 variations of this track I can drive, but still. Yeah, a lot of the corners are kind of invisible, which kind of turns into the visuals rating. But in terms of difficulty, I'm going to give that 7 as well. So it's not the most tricky track, but it's still quite hard. Visuals are quite bad, especially those corners, but that adds to the fun of driving on this track. So I'm going to give the visuals a 5 out of 10. Some of those corners are quite easy to see, some of the brake markers are a little bit tricky, but and yeah, some of those corners on those hills essentially quite difficult to see. Speed, I'm going to give that a 9. That was some ridiculous speed, especially down this straight here. You know, I think we got up to about 208 or 209 miles an hour. And if I was following another car, I'd be even more. So yeah, definitely 9 out of 10 for speed. I think this has a good chance of being hosting the Formula 1 Grand Prix. But we have one more. We have Lebanon. So could that take the crown to host the next Formula 1 Grand Prix in France? Let's go over there and find out. And here we are, the final track. We're going to be testing out Lebanon. And immediately, I'm on a massive hill. This is a huge hill. I don't know how they can build a pit lane here like this. God. Especially these cars don't have handbrakes. Because luckily, you know, I can't actually roll backwards because I'm just in neutral. I'm not touching anything. And I also forgot to mention the overall rating for the last 2 tracks. So, Charade gets a 5 out of 10, and the last one gets an 8 out of 10. Will this beat it? I looked at the track diagram, which you could just about see there. It looks interesting, so I thought, let's give it a go. This is again grade 2, but yeah, let's have a little go if we can get up this hill, that is. Nice, we do. Okay. Now we're going to the nice little road here. And ooh, we've got some cars. That's cool. Don't really see that too often. The details looks nice. Ooh, but it's a smack into this fan. Ooh, that's a horrible exit. And here we go. Okay, we've got a corner there. So far, so no, it's quite nice. Looks quite nice. Oh my, where am I going? Oh, this way, okay. Bloody hell. I just saw a hill. And, oh look, we've got another one. Okay, where am I going? Alright, goes on for a little bit longer. There's a man over there. Looking very sketchy. Right off the bat, visuals. I can't see. Oh my. This is like Laguna Seca on steroids. What is this? There's corkscrews everywhere. Look at it. Oh. Like that part of the track is just down there now. My word. Now this is insane. That's a nice tree. Whoa. Okay, I think in my head I've kind of already made my mind up about this track, but let's give it a flying lap and see what happens. So let's open DRS now for this straight, which isn't very long. And you go through these two corners here. It all seems fine until you get to like this bit, and you're just seeing cliff edge. Oh. This corner's nice. I like this one. And again, another cliff edge. Can't remember where the breaking point is. It's here. And man, he's about to jump off said cliff edge. And then down the corkscrew. It's like a roller coaster. It's like just, whoa. It's like you're just going down the first bit of a roller coaster. It's mental. Whoa. It's crazy. And we're about to go off. No, we don't. And just a random tree as well. There's no trees anywhere else on the circuit except for there. Why there? Please someone tell me in the comments. And these are some really tricky corners. Look at this. Fun though. Alright, so that's that lap completed. Be interested to see what we do. 1 minute 12. I don't know if that's really good for this track though. I can't remember what the track record was. Brake, slow down, maybe, yes. You can really hear the car struggling as well through some of these corners, so I put my foot down. It's just like because it wants to spin away, it wants to get away from me because of how awful these corners are. And the camber is just dreadful. Oh, that makes your stomach turn in VR. But some of these corners are very nice. I can see myself racing here, but maybe just not in an F1 car like this. It feels like, yeah, this is a roller coaster. It almost seems like this is a fictional track, but this is a real track in France. Can't remember exactly where it is, but it's Le Danon. Alright, let's give it one last go. DRS on, DRS open. Let's do it. 1 minute 10. Do it. I did watch Star Wars earlier. I've been still playing through the Lego Star Wars. Still good fun because I've reached the sequels and I'm just like, I don't want to. This is a grade 2 circuit, everybody. This is mental. But I think this is designed for cars at slower speeds. Let's say. Down the lift off and turn in. Done. Look at that. That's just ridiculous. Imagine if a car went off and a recovery truck had to come up that hill. Or you're a steward and you had to run up the hill to recover a bit of body work or whatever. You'd be knackered. Right, let's pull into the pits and give my thoughts on this track. So pit entrance is quite nice, except we have to suddenly stop here. Oh well. Well, that was Le Danon, everyone. And I'm bloody knackered. So, if I get my piece of paper, let me have a look at it. So in terms of... okay. You didn't see that at all. Okay, stay. Stay. Fun. I think that's probably one of the best circuits I've ever driven on. That was so fun. I think or maybe we should try a faster car, maybe the Porsche 919, and just see what we do. Because that was crazy. Just everything about it. That was just absolutely insane. I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10 for fun. That was quite nice. Difficulty. It's an interesting one because it wasn't really that difficult, but it was just the way that all these elevation changes and everything just made it seem a bit difficult. You know, you're still a cliff edge and it's like, oh no, it's just a straight, and then once you know that, then it's not so bad. So difficulty, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Visuals, quite poor because of you know, the aforementioned changes in elevation make it quite difficult to see where you're going at times. So I'm going to give the visuals 5 out of 10. Sorry, Lebanon, and speed. Not very fast, I don't think. I don't think we ever got into 8th gear. So yeah, speed, I'm gonna give that a 6 out of 10. But overall, I'm gonna give Lebanon a 7 out of 10. So the winner is dijon-prenois. And I don't think that's really going to be contested, is it? I think, yeah, Manicure has been done, and all that, this, that, and the other. But I think dijon-prenois really deserves another chance in Formula 1, so I don't see why not. Let it on maybe in the future. I think off camera I'm going to just take this car around here even more. Maybe other cars, just to see what it's like, because that's just really fun. Honestly, go and find these out. I'm actually really happy how all these tracks that I saw on Google were available in Assetto Corsa. So yeah, and well, that's the really highly sophisticated, very professional test of what circuits F1 should go to next, and what should replace Paul Ricard. So out of Anu Durlin, Charade, dijon-prenois, and Lebanon, it's dijon-prenois that will replace Paul Ricard in the near future. So you heard it here, folks, and obviously all you F1 managers, directors, go and make your calls now, because it's definitely got to happen now. Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. That was really fun to make, and yeah, that was pretty fun. I need to do more videos like this, because it's just kind of feels like it brings me out my shell a little bit more. Because I still find it a little bit difficult to talk on camera, I'm not gonna lie, but doing stuff like this, I'll just have fun, and yeah, we have a laugh. Nothing too serious, but yeah. So I really hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe if you want to, and leave a comment on what was your favourite part of the video, or what made you laugh, or whatever. I don't mind, but if you do any of those things, I really do appreciate it. It really does make my day when I pick up my phone and see a notification that somebody's liked the video or whatever. So yeah, I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.